Today we're talking about the Beatles fans, of course. I have been wanting to get to this for a while, but this is a list of the most overrated bands by the top tens. And you would think that, people would say, you'd have BTS fans being angry. Oh, why is BTS at my list? You know, you know, so, they have the little, you have to go, like the 15-year-old girl saying, this is so cute. How dare you? Okay, but then we have the Beatles fans. Okay, the Beatles fans will literally trash other people's taste in music because simply because people add them to the list. Okay, and this guy says it here. Funny how you guys defend his band such philosophy, given that there's no way they can be overrated. Well, considering that there's so many people who consider the Beatles the greatest band of all time, which I don't really care for them. Same thing with a lot of these, so-called greatest musicians and the top tens loves to put up. Okay, I have tried listening to Pink Floyd, the Beatles, and the other one that they love to pop up is the Rolling Stones. Okay, and Nirvana, that's why they're because they're really popular. But Queen is pretty good, obviously. I love listening to Queen songs, but I couldn't get into those other bands. But people get angry. Oh, how dare you not get into these bands because top tens said they were great, and so we're trying to defend them. Okay, the most commercially successful band in the history of music needs to be defended. They don't. It says this band has enjoyed eclipses the absolutely other bands that have existed. Said, by defending them from the detractors, they still deserve praise and credit. They have, yeah, the Beatles are definitely overrated, successful, influential, and a major pop culture staple. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. But we have to go to in this. Yeah, the Beatles are not overrated. Cannot believe in the second place behind the Jonas Brothers. I don't listen. I don't never heard. I heard the Jonas Brothers. I have never listened to any of their songs, so I can't tell you if they're good or bad. Okay, but if this person watched people in a generation and humanity, because someone had other people think the Beatles is overrated, because guess what? The top tens says they're one of the greatest bands of all time. Okay, of course, people could be some people who don't even care about the Beatles are gonna vote them up as they're okay, but I don't really care for them, and they're kind of weird because everybody says they are. Okay, and overrated is basically just the fact that they're considered the greatest band of all time, despite them being average musicians. What moron made this list? I can listen to the radio every day and hear a Beatles song as a true test of sight. I can go most about Michael Jackson's pretty common on the radio, mister. Okay? Michael Jackson is pretty common on the radio, okay? Michael Jackson played freaking everywhere. I don't know what road he live in, but Michael Jackson has played everywhere. Okay? I actually heard Michael Jackson far more than I heard the Beatles. Okay? On radios. Heck, I heard Ed Sheeran more than the Beatles, and Taylor Swift more than the Beatles. I know they're newer artists, so they're of course going to be heard more, but I heard them way more on the radio. Every set, places I go to, well, I have to hear the radio, and they usually play, and the songs that's usually most played with Michael Jackson is Brad, Beat It, the iconic songs that everybody loves, okay? Mr. Moron who wrote this list in 10 years, 30-year radio, you'll find Beatles songs and all these goofs who make it so to be talented or great. We'll be yelling off the airwaves. But you said Michael Jackson is one of them. See, this is your average, Beatles fan. You need to go to a doctor and have your ears checked. And this comment is poor, like, yes, I don't really think a lot of these artists and how very popular now. Like, I do think like Taylor Swift songs are still gonna be played 10 years from now. I think that's play. I think that's they still play Elton John songs from like the 70s, and they still play Queen a lot. I hear a lot of Queen songs. Okay, there's still a lot of Queen. I still hear Queen on the radio too. Okay, which Queen is basically, you know, the other band that is also considered one of the greatest of all time as well. I don't even want to put Queen on here because Queen is just as influential as the Beatles. And let's not forget, there was someone who really told me that the Beatles created rock music, or at least they made it popular, even though Elvis made rock music popular to begin with. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And really, the Beatles was really the first boy band. Okay. I know people be angry at this because, especially the Beatles fans. Okay. But the Beatles was really the first actual boy band. Okay. And people would say, no, they're not a boy band. They actually wrote their own. It's like, oh yeah, they're still a boy band. Okay. A lot of Beatles songs. If you really want to talk about pop music, yes, the Beatles kind of make pop music popular. Okay. Because the Beatles, a lot of those songs are pop songs. I know this will probably make some of them angry, but that's just the truth. And here you go. Uneducated people who tell us some of the band is one of the best in history. I actually listen to the Beatles songs. I liked some of them, but the fact that that people call them among the greatest songs is what this really itches me. Okay, like if you look at the greatest songs of all time on the top 10s, okay, and let's not forget that according to Beatles fans, music peaked in the '60s. You're telling me that any rock band, or any band in general, couldn't have improved on the Beatles. Like if Beatles is your personal taste and is your favorite, then that's how it is. But if you're telling me that objectively the Beatles is the peak of music, like again, there are bands that came afterwards that have definitely, improved. Have definitely made improve. Definitely, made improved on the sound of rock, the quality of music, and made very great songs. You can go from Queen to Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, to the '90s of Green Day, Blink 182. I've heard some of Blink 182 songs, but I know they're like a very influential band. You could go to the 2000s of Coldplay, alternative rock, My Chemical Romance. I don't really know anything about 2010s besides Imagine Dragons. I know they're like a pop rock band. I know we can talk about the 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots. I'm sorry, 21 Pilots would be like number one on the list. Okay, no, like I don't want to hear stressed out for another 80 times. Okay, but this guy is very correct. The fans of boys, if the Beatles didn't exist, your favorite band would exist. There were some bands. Chuck Berry, Elvis, obviously. He misspelled Elvis. Rolling Stones, Velvet Underground, the Beach Boys, who influenced St. Pepper's with Pet Sounds. They're talking about all these bands. Yeah, this is the problem with the Beatles fans. Without the Beatles, these bands wouldn't exist. Okay, first of all, the Rolling Stones, you had Pink Floyd, you had all these other bands that also came out at the same time. You had Queen that came out, a decade afterward. You had Elvis, okay? And this is basically your typical Beatles fanboy, okay? Elvis Presley was also making hits around the same time as the Beatles, okay? Rolling Stones as well. I don't really, listen to a lot of like 60s music, but Rolling Stone, the Beach Boys, Velvet Underground, all of these bands existed and they all made really popular songs. And also there were also pop bands as well. And pop singers in the 60s as well. Okay. Yeah. rock, metal, and all its subgenres as well. Here's the thing. That's the trick that they usually make you do. Okay, or turn it into your favorite band. This is why the Beatles is overrated. They'll tell you, the Beatles fans will tell you your favorite music artist or your favorite music genre wouldn't exist without the Beatles. Like they're the groove that holds that they're the ones that created the music industry. Like really. Like they even made a whole movie about this whole stupid ass idea called Yesterday. Oh, a world without the Beatles music. Like it's just someone else who became popular. That's how it is. Okay, I'm sure Rolling Stones was existed also in the 60s. Would have still been making songs, and Elvis would have still been making songs. Someone else will have come to the forefront and made, songs that were very popular. Okay, yeah. What was the one about the? I'm looking for the comment about My Chemical Romance. The Beatles fans. Oh, you also had U2 and all those other. Yeah, there were a lot of bands in the 60s. A lot. Okay, a lot of bands in the 60s. Yeah, Rolling Stone and Red Zeppelin also were created. Jonas Brothers is not even a band. Cause nobody cares about the Jonas Brothers. That's the thing. No one cares about them. Aside from why the Beatles disgust them. And yeah, we're gonna talk about if you got the Beatles songs, okay. There was a lot of people who love to rag on a lot of modern pop songs being repetitive. I wanted to go listen to Hey Jude again. Okay. I wanted to go listen to that song again and listen to, let's just say Taylor Swift's Get Out of the Woods. Or I think it's Out of the Woods. Okay. Yeah. Both songs use a very similar formula where they repeat the same words over and over and over again. But according to the Beatles fans, one is untalented and one's the greatest of all time. Okay, that's probably what the toxic Beatles fan would probably say. I know most of these people are old people. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, here we go. The Beatles invented a genre of music, while kids and preteen have been scared by the bad boys of rock and roll. Okay, even then, Elvis. Okay, yes, maybe that's the only thing. Ghost did start listening to rock music. Okay, as well. Wes Landon said here, Beatles quoted three distinct genres of music and went on to define the 60s. You can't overrate that. It's impossible. Well, it's still an opinion. People still are gonna call the Beatles overrated. At least this guy wasn't like the other guy. We haven't found it yet. Yeah. Who thinks the Creed is a deuce? Total chick fan. I'm being nice. Um. Uh. This is a comment section about the Beatles, not Queen. I think this guy really needs to seek help because he commented about the Beatles. Okay. The influence billion. He's been okay. First of all, it's misspelled influence. There'll be another band like there will never be another band like the Beatles. It's played to be out of overrated. This sort of a billion record. Moving how overrated they are. Oh yes, there will never be a band like the Beatles. Oh yeah, there have been bands that have created their own unique music, that have created their own unique sound. You know, ever since then, you have Journey. Okay, that's another band that I think Journey is also influenced by the Beatles, but Journey is pretty good. It's a pretty good band. Def Leppard's a pretty good band. Queen is a pretty good band. Go further on and on and on. You know, but Journey also has some pretty good and influential songs as well. Same thing could be said about Queen. Queen is easily, by far, one of the most influential bands in the world as well. At least they're not as overrated as the Beatles because at least, the Beatles fans, they don't harass. I don't think Queen fans harass other people for liking other artists. Lists. It's the internet. There probably is. Okay. To all Beatles haters, history voted them, and whatever pathetic excuse for music you make you out better, you lost. It's probably even worse on Twitter, okay? It's probably even worse on Twitter, but they cannot accept or respect opinions. This comment is a prime example. Said someone who is 6 years old. Sans the Beatles, none of the great modern music will exist. Even then, there are other artists that would still been very popular, like the Rolling Stones and Elvis Presley, who are also still making songs at the same exact time. Okay, I'm in the early 20s. I don't really give a crap about the Beatles. But the only reason I have to think about the Beatles is because these people online will have to say, "Ooh, they're the best of all time. They're the best of all time." Okay, like these people, I guess always that they can stop disrespecting other people's opinions when the Beatles fans are the ones who disrespect others' opinions. Okay. I just don't care about that. And outside that anybody gets banned, I guess, over this. Well, I am not a Beatles fan, so I'm not gonna get butthole over it. Yeah, a very, very, very common thing they love to put out is that the Beatles invented rock. Okay. Here we go. I found the comment. Okay, I found the comment. Overrated and bad means two different things. Yeah, it is. Okay, I said the new Spider-Verse movie was, disappointing. I didn't say the movie was bad. I didn't say it, but Spider-Man fans got so angry at my post. Okay, because I said the movie was overrated. Okay. How is a band that changes the fuse of music overrated? You guys think they're popular because they're overrated? Ridiculous! They create revolutionary music of 18th instrument! Even they play a guitar, they have a guitar song in video. You have to use a computer. The Beatles influenced every music that ever existed after the 1960s. That is most likely 100% false. There's also other bands that exist in the 1960s that also influenced bands afterwards, like the Rolling Stones and Elvis Presley. But don't worry, the Beatles gets all the glory because they're the greatest of all time, according to this guy. Also, I think Led Zeppelin was also around the 60s as well. You can fact check that, but I think Led Zeppelin was also around the 60s. You know, ignorant teenage punk who listens to My Chemical Romance to 5 seconds of summers who added the Beatles and all the ears that voted for them. Okay, first of all, you are being a toxic person. Okay, you are insulting someone else and calling someone else's taste of music an ignorant teenager because God forbid, people are gonna call the Beatles overrated because the top tens and all these media sites say they're the greatest musician of all time. Like, you really think people are not gonna question that? Kind of same thing with Call of Duty. Okay, Call of Duty is one of the best selling games of all time. A lot of people think it's overrated. Same thing with Fortnite. Same thing with Pokemon. A lot of people think Pokemon's overrated. A lot of people think Zelda is overrated as well. Okay. You don't think My Chemical Romance got inspiration from the Beatles? Probably not because My Chemical Romance sucks. If you're like, really? Now I just say with the Beatles overrated is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Okay, I feel sorry for you, honestly. You can't comprehend the influence of the Beatles. So you listen to trashy music. And remember, people rate this. So 11 people agreed with this guy. Okay. 11 people agreed with this guy. Okay. Instead of making a wrong foul, I mean, DUI fast, even the Beatles, all you get over effective, you get crappy music, and major music just didn't get more the bad thing back then. There were a lot of bands who were better than the Beatles, and the music is no trashy, and My Chemical Romance did suck. I bet he probably been listening to My Chemical Romance. I bet he probably thinks that if you listen to Linkin Park or My Chemical Romance, you're just an emo person, and he can't just appreciate the songs as it is. No, you have to listen to the Beatles because he likes the Beatles. Okay. Also, the Beatles came up with. It was better than whatever the Beatles came up with. Or even then, the Rolling Stones, Beast Boys, The Who, Animals, and Cakes have better music in them. And all of them were also at the same time as well. That's a reminder. And also, Elvis was also around at the same time as the Beatles. Just because he did it first doesn't mean they did it best. Also, the last reminds me of the Rick and Morty meme. Extreme Fat Boy Butts. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, most of the bands in here. Okay, Linkin Park's the next one afterwards. Yeah, Beatles probably won't be able to play Master of Puppets. That's just the truth. They won't be able to. They probably won't even play my. They probably won't even be able to play any of them. Okay, they might be able to play some of the like song, like the song "Cancer." I'm talking about the My Chemical Romance, the Black Parade song. I don't think they'll be able to play stuff like the Black Parade. They might be able to play what they might be able to play what Coldplay made. Okay, but every band has their own talent. Okay, but the Beatles fans don't see that. They don't see that. Okay, they don't see. Of course, there are some really bad bands like Hunt the Dinosaur, but yeah, that's how that would be a rock. So many people say the best of Godfather's rock, best rock band ever. Yeah. Fine arts, hey bad rockers, plus jump hours that songs and Beatles are listed in ACDC, Alice Cooper, Event Sevenfold. You're putting a lot of metal bands in here. I know metal basically is a spin-off of rock music. But you can also add, I can add some more. You can add, we're adding metal, you can add Dragon Force as well. I don't think the freaking Beatles can play can play Through the Fire and the Flames. I don't think the Beatles can play that, okay? But don't worry, the Beatles created music according to some of their fans, okay? The Beatles are the most overrated band in the world. Good, but overrated band. They have all these other bands here. You can also add in Def Leppard here as well in this little, and Journey. I know that's his personal opinion, but yeah, Journey should definitely be here. Okay. Here you go. It's all pretty much trash folks, but the uneducated. Yeah, if you don't like the Beatles, you're now uneducated. You're not uneducated. Few of these bands are hardly the most overrated, especially the top 10. Well, a lot of people are just going to vote popular bands. Okay, you know what band is really overrated? 21 Pilots. They should definitely be on this number one. Okay, 21 Pilots and Nirvana are like the same energy. It's all like very depressing, very, Actually, I listened to the Smells Like Teen Spirit. I actually like that one, but a lot of Nirvana's songs are like depressing. 21 Pilots is like the same exact vibes. Okay, you know, I tried listening to 21 Pilots. Like this stuff is so depressing. Okay, how could anyone listen to them? And I'm talking about the song where they say I could turn back time or whatever. Well, you know. There's so many great examples, and that's a big bashing list. The Beatles, one of the originals, defining, iconic, and legends for very good reasons. I can figure out some of this list and mention how hipsters and edgy, instant people who come to a guise of arrogant, ignorant taste. They feel no much unique, there is no fake. Well, sorry that not everybody likes the Beatles and thinks that they're overrated, okay? There are people who have different opinions than you, okay? Okay? Here's an opinion that people don't like to hear. I don't like The Incredibles. I know most people like that movie, but I don't like it. I guess I'm uneducated because I don't like The Incredibles. Like, this is just ridiculous. And the irony of unique snowflakes are the same, and how the same would be pointless in a broad view of categorizing a group of people who actually have meaningful points and opinions. This is not most of your people here. I'm saying, in my opinion, but I'm saying this website for a web is disappointing because people have opinions different than you. Okay. Oh my God, this guy needs to be roasted. Okay. This guy said Queen is a no. They think that Queen is playing the Beatles must be fans of all suck ass bands like Johnny Willie. Johnny is a suck ass band. No wonder no one liked the comment because Johnny Willie Six. I don't really listen to Six and REO Speedwagon. I listened to like one of their songs. Okay, they all fit into the category chick bands that suck. Okay. Yeah, this is your typical Beatles fan. Okay, the first one was My Chemical Romance says Johnny. Like talking to bash Johnny for absolutely no reason because it's not the Beatles, and the Beatles invented music. Okay. You're all nuts for even putting the Beatles on this list as well. It's all ill-informed opinions. Oh, it's fine. Let's all forget the record they set in the 60s and all together in the current events to give a well meaning of the impact on the Paris attacks and the devastations after the murder of a black kid at Ferguson in Baltimore. Wow, you had to get political? You had to get political? Okay. Something happened in New York City, 9/11 and political stuff. If given nothing is a list of tales, like they were just trying to make people feel better as well. Other bands did that too. Okay. Other bands have made happy songs that make you feel better too. Okay. Mr. Blue Sky is an example of that. I would rather listen to Mr. Blue Sky than Hey Jude any day. Okay. Or Happy by Pharrell Williams. That's a much better song than Hey Jude. And I know that was to piss off the Beatles fanboys. If I find videos and hypothesis of this list, Beatles that has removed them and look at the song list and won something. But yeah, we're so uneducated because we don't listen to the Beatles. They're acting like Rick and Morty fans used to act, okay? And this is it. We're at the end of the list. So it's mostly people that are saying how overrated they are. But some of these Beatles fans are like really, 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 really annoying. Okay? We spent 30 minutes looking through all of the comments of it. And you can go through a photo of the list Yeah, One Direction. Does anyone even listen to One Direction? I don't think anyone does. You know, I can oh yeah, 21 Pilots is number 9 on the list. It's because they're ass. They're ass. Okay. And here we go. That's it about this video. And if you like the Beatles and you're not a toxic person, then yes, you're cool. But it's really the toxic people. Like you'll never think that the Beatles has a toxic fan base, but everything can have a toxic fan base. Mario has a toxic fan base. Sonic has a toxic fan base. Okay, Baldur's Gate 3 has a toxic fan base. Everything. No matter if the internet exists, there's always going to be toxic people on there. Okay, and toxic people is what makes the Beatles overrated, not the Beatles themselves.